Hello and welcome to the very first episode on this channel, Colin's Tech Tips. This is an amazing adventure that I am glad that you can join me on. I look forward to having this conversation with you in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and even 5 and 10 years from now, seeing exactly where this channel has taken us together and just how many of us has taken the journey from this very first episode all the way to like year 5 or year 10. Now, what you should do is maybe pause the video, go grab a bunch of your friends, and join all of us together on this adventure. Now, without further ado, like I said, take this couple seconds, pause, get some of your friends, and we'll be back. And we're back. I hope you have grabbed those friends with you to join us on this wonderful adventure. Now, episode 1. Where should we start? Well, I figured we won't start directly into some tutorials or teaching you how to do something, but instead go over some recent news from Apple. Whether you're aware or not, there's a movement in the political sphere, or at least the technological part of the political sphere, called the Right to Repair movement. What that is people arguing on your behalf that you should be able to have access to genuine parts from the manufacturer to be able to repair your electronics yourself. Many electronics providers do that, but not all of them. And as much as I love Apple's products and love Apple as a company, that they are in fact unarguably one of the worst offenders when it comes to the Right to Repair movement. Apple, up until this point, has not provided their parts to individuals, so that way individuals could repair the devices themselves. Up until this point, if you wanted to have your Mac Mini, your iPad, MacBook Pro repaired, you had to either bring it into an Apple store or ship it to Apple for those repairs to take place, which meant that Apple could set the prices themselves, and there was literally zero competition, which doesn't really influence Apple to want to set the lowest prices when it comes to doing the repairs. Now, there is a change though. Apple has acquiesced somewhat to provide some genuine Apple parts for doing repairs. Let's take a look and see what Apple has done recently. Well, what you can see here is that Apple has a website, selfservicerepair.com, that they have recently released, where you can get parts for the 3rd generation iPhone SE, the iPhone 12 models, and the iPhone 13 models. And that's why you see them here on the screen in the picture. Take note of what is absent. You're not finding any of the previous generation iPhone SEs. You're not finding the iPhone 11, the iPhone XS, the iPhone 10, the iPhone 8 even. And you're not seeing any iPad models nor any Apple computer models in this image. Why is that? Good question. The reason for that they're not in this image, is because they're not part of Apple's self-service repair at this time. Now, that could always change. If you are watching this video a couple years from now and that has changed, that would be awesome. I would be glad to be wrong about that. I'm just not so sure that even in upcoming years that Apple will change that. Now let's take a look at what the options are for doing repairs. So if we go into this other tab that I've already opened, you can see that Apple is guiding us along the repair process. First, they want to select the product we want to repair. Oh, look at that. Only the iPhone. Next, the model of iPhone that we want to repair. So as you can see here, it starts with the 12, lists all the different iPhone 12 variations, shows the iPhone 13 variations, and then the third generation of the iPhone SE. And so let's just pick the iPhone 13 as an example model and select the repair type here. It's showing us just a couple different types of repairs. Apple won't let us do any repair at this point, just these options. So let's take a look at the first one, battery. If we do the battery, you'll see here that Apple at least does us the favor of putting a bundle together. And that bundle has all the parts that we would need for a battery replacement. You notice here that it has a cost of $70.99. However, what's noted here is that if you return this bundle to Apple with the defective parts that you took out of the iPhone, you will get $24.15 back as a replaced part return credit, which means that the price you will actually be out for this bundle is $46.84. And one thing to be aware of, though, is that you cannot do this repair without Apple Genuine Tools as well. So, the $46.84 is not actually your iPhone 13 battery repair cost. That's just the replacement part cost. If we scroll down, we'll see that Apple has a toolkit that they send in these very protective cases. And that toolkit has a 7-day rental fee of $49. And no, at this time you cannot extend the rental period for any additional fee. If you do not return it at the end of that 7 days, you actually get charged the full replacement cost of every single part in that case. So if we kind of just take a brief look at our webpage here, go down here, look at some of the costs that the $49 rental is getting you, all of a sudden you start seeing that you are getting, a pretty good deal for that $49. You're getting a $25 adhesive press plate, a repair tray for $45, the $80 torque driver, the $85 torque driver, another $99 torque driver. Now, whether those really should be $99 and $85, we'll let you decide on that. But that is the price Apple charges for them. And again, a display pocket for $108, a battery press for $115, a display press for $216, and the display removal fixture for $256.35. So you'll be charged all those full price if you do not return it at the end of that 7 days. It's also worth being aware that there's a hold put on your credit card while you have this 7-day rental going on. So not only do you need to have enough money to pay for the rental and then the replacement part costs, but you also need to have enough of a balance on your credit card that you can afford to have the entire out-of-pocket cost on there as a hold until you send back the toolkit to Apple, at which point Apple will very quickly release that hold for you. Let's take an example of another type of repair. Let's go and do a display repair. So we've seen the cost of a battery repair. Let's take a look at display. Again, Apple has a bundle ready for you. The iPhone 13 display bundle, because we're using the iPhone 13 as an example here. And we're looking at about $270 for the replacement parts, with a $33.60 return credit, thus making it where the out-of-pocket cost at the end would be $236.35 for those replacement parts, which we're getting kind of high on there for this repair. If we go looking at the rental stays the same at just $49. So that, is a pretty good deal, worth being aware of, that it doesn't change depending on what part that you need to do the repairs. It's still only $49 for 7 days. And again, we'll take a look down here at some of the parts. Got a $45 part, got a whole bunch of $80 to $100 parts, and then got our more expensive parts down here as well. So that $49 seems like it does you pretty well there when you look at what Apple's charging for all these other ones. Now, again, whether you agree with Apple pricing a torque driver for $80, that's up to you, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below at the bottom of the video. So, you've seen just a quick kind of view of what Apple's providing right now for repair types through their self-service repair options. I'm curious about your thoughts on the matter, and whether you think now, seeing some of the costs that you may incur trying to do this at home yourself, whether you would now want to do the repairs yourself through this website, or whether you would prefer to bring your iPhone into Apple for repair at this point. Or, of course, there is the third option, which is, do you not want to go through Apple, you don't want to do it yourself, and you want to bring it in to a non-Apple repair shop due to maybe their pricing, which they may or may not be less expensive than Apple to replace your battery or your display that way. As I said, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. Leave that in the comments. In the meantime, like the video, hit subscribe so that way you are ready for the next video, which may in fact be a tutorial. I haven't decided yet what the next video will be. With your feedback down below, that will definitely be a major impact on what the next video will be. If you want to learn how to do something specific with your computer, whether it is a Mac or PC, everything is fair game, or a tablet even, or an iPhone, anything like that is fair game to have a tutorial made to help you learn how to master your electronic devices. In the meantime, I am Colin O'Driscoll. This is Colin's Tech Tips. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.